Well, for most of us, getting from point A to point B usually means getting in a car and driving. But for those who can't always drive, sidewalks are a lifeline.
KOMU8's Alex Arger spent time with a family who depends on sidewalks to get around Columbia.
Practicing walking is part of a daily routine for Lily.
My daughter has a rare genetic syndrome, and because of that, she uses a walker and other means of getting around.
When they leave the house, the family often relies on sidewalks to get around. This caused them to take a closer look, and what they found was a lack of sidewalks in Columbia.
When we want to go out with our daughter to take her around strolling or walking in her walker, there's really not a great option for us to practice walking in our own neighborhood even.
Ngolia's neighborhood was built in the 1960s, and a city transportation planner said that's the reason it has no sidewalks.
Post-1950s, pre-1970s, sidewalks weren't really getting built, and so if you get a house built sometime in those 2 decades, then you may not have a sidewalk.
If a resident wants the city to build a sidewalk, they can bring it up to the Bicycle and Pedestrian Commission. The latest sidewalk master plan was in 2012. It had 42 priority projects, and 3 have been funded. Christian said residential streets, like Lily's family's, often don't make the list.
We do have some requirements, only because there are enough sidewalk needs where we want to make sure the ones we put on the list are the ones that are the highest need.
Lily's dad is in graduate school. For his research project, he chose to look at sidewalk accessibility.
These are areas that are working for people with disabilities so that my daughter can move within the community, and these are areas that we can improve upon to make it more accessible.
The city is also working on the sidewalk transition plan.
Public Works is evaluating each sidewalk in the city to determine its accessibility ranking with the Americans with Disabilities Act. A few things on the checklist. Are they at least 4 feet wide? Are there clear signals to indicate a crosswalk? Or are there any obstructions?
Nicodeme's research is looking at these checkpoints too. He and Ngolia hope when his research is complete, he can share his findings to create a more accessible city for Lily.
I think a lot about how the world can be more inclusive of her. I can't live forever, and so I want to make sure she has the ability to do what she needs to do in the world.
That was Alex Arger reporting. The city is currently working on an update to the sidewalk master plan. If you want a sidewalk on the list, email planning@como.gov or bring it to the Bicycle and Pedestrian Commission. Kenton?